When we first told the story of Mary Mwihaki, we ended with one heartbreaking truth. The only man police had publicly identified as the prime suspect never made it to court. He died before investigators could question him, before prosecutors could present evidence, before a judge could determine what really happened. For many people, that was where the story ended, but now, a witness has come forward with an account of what allegedly happened in the moment before John Kamau was killed by an angry mob. If true, it paints a disturbing picture of what unfolded that morning. But it also raises an important question. Did the truth die before it could ever be tested? I'm Wanjo, and this is Crime Dopers.
Twisted tales in every folder. Truth runs hot while the trail gets colder. Crime Dopers. We don't look away.
Welcome back to Crime Dopers, where crime meets truth. If you've watched our previous documentary on the murder of Mary Mwihaki, you'll remember that police had identified her 22-year-old son, John Kamau, as the prime suspect before he was killed by a mob in Nganga. Since then, new witness accounts have emerged describing what allegedly happened during those final moments. Before we continue, I need to make one thing very clear. The statements you're about to hear come from a witness account that has been reported publicly. Because John Kamau died before any trial took place, none of the alleged statements attributed to him were ever tested in court. Our purpose today is not to declare guilt or innocence. It's to present what has been reported while clearly distinguishing allegations from established facts. It was the morning of May 30th, 2026. Nearly 2 weeks had passed since Mary Mwihaki's body had been discovered inside her home. Police were still searching for John Kamau. Then, according to reports, members of the public spotted him in Nakuru's Free Area neighborhood. Within minutes, word spread. People abandoned what they were doing. Some came out of curiosity. Others came because they believed they had finally found the man police had been looking for. Among them was a witness, and according to that witness, what happened next has stayed with them ever since. Now, due to security and safety reasons, we are going to have a voiceover artist read the witness's account. Now, this is a witness's account in their own words.
That morning, people started shouting that they had found John. Everyone began running toward the free area side of Nakuru. I followed because I wanted to see what was happening. When I got there was already a crowd surrounding him. Some people were angry. Others were asking him questions. They kept demanding to know why he had killed his mother. At first, he was quiet. Then, after people continued questioning him, he started talking. I heard him say that he had raped and killed his mother because he wanted to remain with everything that belonged to his late father. He mentioned the vehicle and the family property. He said he didn't want anyone else to take them. As he continued speaking, people became even more shocked. He also said he had been involved in cultic activities. Then he claimed there were still 3 more people he was supposed to kill.
Whether those alleged statements were true, whether they were accurately remembered, or whether they would have stood up to scrutiny in court, we may never know. But according to the witness, those words change everything.
The moment he said that, the atmosphere changed completely. People started shouting. Some were saying he was dangerous. Others said he shouldn't be allowed to leave. A few people suggested calling the police, but by then, emotions had already taken over. The crowd was not listening anymore. They began walking with him toward Nganga Center. More people joined as they moved. Some were crying because they knew Mary. Others were simply angry about what had happened to her. By the time we reached the center, the crowd had become much bigger. Everything happened very fast after that. People attacked him. I remember standing there, thinking this wasn't going to end well. Before long, he was no longer moving.
Listening to that witness account, it's impossible not to think about the questions that now may never have answers. If John Kamau truly made those statements, what exactly did he mean? If he didn't, what really happened during those final moments before the crowd turned violent? Could investigators have verified those alleged confessions? Will forensic evidence have supported them? Will the court have accepted them? Or will they have been challenged? Those are the questions the justice system was designed to answer. Unfortunately, because John Kamau died before trial, that process never happened. And that's why it's important to distinguish between allegations and judicial findings. The witness's account provides one perspective on what happened, but it's not the same as evidence tested in court. When we covered Mary's story, our focus was on a mother whose life ended inside the place she should have been safest. Today we've explored what one witness says happened to the man police had been searching for. Regardless of where people stand, one thing remains undeniable. Mary Mwihaki lost her life. John Kamau later lost his. 2 funerals followed. 2 families were left grieving. And an entire community continues living with the memories of those tragic days. Perhaps that's the greatest lesson from this case. When violence is allowed to answer violence, the opportunity for truth can disappear with it. If new information emerges in this case, Crime Dopers will continue bringing you verified updates. If you found this follow-up informative, please consider subscribing to Crime Dopers. And as always, keep the discussion respectful. Focus on verified facts. Avoid spreading rumors, because every victim deserves dignity and every investigation deserves the truth. I'm Onja, and this has been Crime Dopers, where crime meets truth. Stay safe, stay alert, and I will see you in the next episode.
Crime Dopers. We don't look away.